Everyone relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Wil Anderson. Hello, and thank you for watching.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks you. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thanks, mate.
Nah, thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you for my coffee this morning.
Thank you to, I guess, Amy. Oh, we should mention Amy.
Well, if you listened to last week's episode, you probably heard a very familiar voice, and that is Amy, our one-time producer.
Hello.
Is back on the,
Yeah.
what would you call it? I was going to say back on the tools.
She's
On the
slumming
tools,
it
yeah.
with
Back
us.
on the tools.
Yeah.
I know, she's come from Abby
It's
Chatfield's
one of the most
podcast.
successful podcasts in the entire
this.
world. Back to this.
The good news is, a few weeks ago,
Snakes and ladders style. Just slid back down to us for a little week.
what happened? Is this some punishment? Did you do something wrong?
Yeah, that's
You
right.
weren't sex positive enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Abby sent her back down to the miners to rebuild her career and get back
What's
up.
your favourite vibrator?
Yeah,
You won't tell us?
exactly.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you only had a top 8 of your favourite vibrators rather than the top 10 that Abby had requested.
But the good news is
Yes.
we're back in a studio that has our signature artwork and colour scheme where there's no longer the generic listener logo that you would have heard from a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we really did think we were on the way out when we were provided
It
with
felt-
generic listener logo. You guys now are we can't afford to pay
Podcast.
for you are now generic listener podcast. Insert podcast here.
So we're back. We're back in
Podcast placeholder.
We're in Sydney, which we haven't been in for a while,
We have
which is
not.
why Amy's
It's
here.
true.
But
It's
Amy,
brilliant.
the last time people have heard for you was when you did a very brief cameo I think it was about 6 months
Yes.
ago. But we never really
was.
got to fully catch up. You did your big.
I did a
what
Euro
is it?
summer.
What do you call it? It's not like
Hot
wasn't
Euro
a gap.
summer,
It wasn't
yeah.
a gap year.
Well,
Not a
kind
gap
of,
year,
I
but
know, but
I
it
never
was,
did one of those. So this kind of
It-
was.
was
my
it how
gap year in
Amy?
a
Was it
way.
how Amy got her groove back? Is that what? Is it more that kind of vibe?
What's the
Traveling
yeah?
for
I
4
mean,
weeks with my mum.
was it your? it was your the summer I turned pretty. But it was like a a big trip for you.
Yeah.
And a huge experience. What were the
It was
highlights?
Fabulous. Highlights. Well, yeah, I traveled with my mum for like 4 weeks, which was pretty great because my mum had long service leave from her job, and she was like, "Oh, I thought maybe you wouldn't want your mum to join you on your Euro trip," and I was like, "No, come meet me in
You
Berlin.
got to pay.
Let's
Someone's got to pay for the
go."
hotel.
Go to
Exactly
Bergheim.
right. For 1 month, but then you are leaving again,
Yeah.
and I am going to have the rest of my fun.
But yes, it was lots of fun. I went to Edinburgh Fringe, which was just fantastic. I had such a good time.
What
Like,
was the earliest in the day you saw a show in Edinburgh, or the latest at night you saw a show? Did you see one either very
latest
late or
at
very
night
early?
was Stamp Town.
Oh yes.
So I went to the variety show Stamp Town, which I had seen in Sydney, had come highly recommended from a friend who had worked in Edinburgh. And then it was, I think, meant to start at like 11:30 midnight. It was already
Yes.
like the last show of the night. And then all their tech fucked up. Like they had the USB with all of the sound cues on it and it wasn't working. So they just sort of kept coming out and be like, "We're working on it. It's okay." And it was like,
So
Zach
what
Zucker
is
and a guy with a trumpet.
what is Stamp Town?
Stamp Town is a very Stamp Town is a very great example of a thing that you don't know about that we would have teased old people for not knowing about if it was one of our things. If you know what I mean? Like it's a thing that's so well known and popular, but it's not for us.
Okay.
It's like the next generation take on a very wild
Variety show.
variety show.
Yeah, variety show basically. One of my friends just saw it in London. I was like, "How was it? Did you enjoy it?" And he was like, "Everyone was naked on stage by the
Oh,
end."
okay, I get you.
Yeah. It's a
gotcha.
happening.
There's
It's a thing.
There's a theater
Yeah.
in
go.
there's a theater in London. I think it's called Black Box, and it's literally like it's invite only. You can't. They're not open to the public. You've got to like get a recommendation for someone to go see these a variety show, a cabaret show, and it was very much. Everyone is naked and very in your face, kind of like entertainment. Like I think someone got pissed on. With the,
Really?
Yes. I mean, I don't know if it was real piss or if it was like a fake penis
Are
that
you
was
sure
shooting.
this was a show?
It was a show. Yeah.
Because you can actually see the same thing in the streets of London for free. Is that outdoor art? Like,
Well, because this character came out that was wearing like a kilt and a leather jacket and this sort of
Oh,
androgynous
yeah.
character
That's
doing
right.
doing this kind of strip tease, and then pulled out a penis that I think was real, but I mean, looked real,
When
but maybe
you say
it wasn't.
pulled out a penis,
Yeah.
from their kilt,
They lifted
Or-
their
yeah,
kilt
no, yeah,
and had a
okay.
penis,
Right,
and
yeah.
then started pissing on the front row. But I'm assuming it must have been
you
a
can't
prosthetic.
Piss. You
I
can't
don't
just
think it.
piss on the
Well,
front row.
but if you're going for like an edgy show,
Yeah.
can you piss on the front row? Like surely Sid Vicious.
Mate, I can't get
pissed
people
on the
to sit in
front
the
row.
front row in an audience participation stand-up show. You think people are sitting down the front for the piss show?
Well, everyone who comes into this show knows what they're going in for because
Yeah.
that's how we found out. A friend of ours.
Did you know? Did anyone say to you, you might be pissed on?
No, but what I was told was do not. Like
Sit
it's
down
a
the
pretty
front. Whatever
edgy
you
show,
do,
and they're
don't
very
sit down the front.
extreme, and they're like there is bodily fluids and all
okay.
kinds of shit.
Yeah,
and
keep your mouth
you're going to
shut.
see orifices and all kinds of things.
Just one tip for the show. Keep your mouth shut. Oh, you mean afterwards don't talk about it? No.
No, literally
keep your mouth shut. And your eyes and your ears if possible.
Because
Anyhow.
there were celebrities and stuff like they had like table service and there was people in like little fancy roped off areas with bottles of Cristal. So it's a very kind of cool London thing to do. But yeah, I did see someone get covered in piss with a potentially prosthetic penis. So Stamptown. 2 thumbs up. I'm surprised. I can't believe that story hasn't come out till now. So maybe blacked it out.
Yeah.
I took Anya. She was Anya, who's been sober for a number of years.
Yes.
She got she's very triggered by what was happening in that club that night.
Well, just because it's the sort of behaviour you only see normally when you are fucked up. Is that the
Well, yeah, but everyone, I think everyone who was
And
in the
everyone
crowd
who was there
fucked
was
up.
fucked up.
Yeah.
So to be someone who's not fucked up in that environment.
Yeah, it's easy to be pissed on by a prosthetic penis. If
Yeah, that's right. You're like, I'm into this. This is fun.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm young. I'm invincible. You can do whatever you want. I don't mind.
These drugs are blocking out any regrets I might have about these terrible actions.
So Edinburgh Fringe,
Yeah.
that was a highlight.
Yeah.
That was a highlight. The end of my trip was 2 weeks in Spain for my friend and housemate's
Spain.
30th
Running
birthday.
running
it
with the
was
bulls. You were
4
running
girls
with the bulls in
Spain.
Pamplona.
Yeah.
What part of Spain?
We started off in Madrid and then we got a train to Barcelona and then took a car and drove up the Costa Brava and stayed in a town
nice.
called Tossa de Mar, which
How did you find
stunning.
driving in Spain? I drove in Spain as well because my
I
father-in-law
didn't
lives in
drive.
Portugal, and so I've crossed the borders, and it was terrifying. Not being able to read street signs, and also doing driving a manual on the wrong side. My that side of my brain has never been exercised that hard, which is like trying to see names you recognize while also
Yeah.
shifting gears, while also talking to my father-in-law and my wife in the car. It was very, very stressful.
Yeah, I
Luckily
did it
had
when.
Oh, sorry, we luckily had a newish car with the screen and everything.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
okay.
So we had the directions up. I think if we were having to do all of that ourselves, it would have been a lot more stressful. But because it was a very new car, it just beeped at everything. Where it's got the lane,
The proximity
and the everything.
sensors,
and
yeah.
One of my friends was like, "This car is afraid to be a car. It's it's sentient, and
neurotic.
it's like, oh my god, there's a car.
Slow
next to
down,
us."
slow down.
Yeah, I was in the back of an Uber the other day and it was like a Tesla. And I was leaning my arm. I was like, gee, there's an annoying beep. Does that guy not have his seatbelt on or something? And then I realized he still must have just had the weight of my arm leaning on the seat next to me.
I told him there was someone
told him
sitting
there was
there.
someone
Oh
sitting
my
there and
God.
the seatbelt wasn't on. I was like, I feel like your car's too sensitive, man. I feel like it shouldn't be adjusted to the fact that I can't lean my hand on the seat.
Do you think Tesla, Tesla drivers, because of the bad press that Elon Musk has now?
Oh, has there been some bad?
Oh, yeah, have you not?
No, I've been online.
Yeah.
So.
Let me tell you about a New York financier that you may have heard of as well. Not the Beatles manager. If you were a Tesla, because those cars are expensive. If you have spent all that money on that car,
Yeah.
but you've got complete strangers keying it and spitting on it and stuff like that. Do you just tough it out and go, oh well, I just. I guess I backed the wrong horse, or do you
Well,
offload it?
firstly, I don't think you should be keying someone's Tesla, right?
No.
most of the people who bought Teslas probably
Bought
bought them for environmental
lefty-
reasons because
yeah.
they wanted to like be good for the planet and like reduce their carbon footprint and stuff. And I don't think in Australia in particular, there's too many people who've gone out and bought a Tesla as like a political protest because they love Elon Musk. You
No.
know? So it feels like
But it does
you're
feel like a tainted.
punishing the wrong people. But yes,
It does feel like a
is the
tainted
brand
brand.
now. Like if
I mean, their market share has
Yeah.
crashed, like especially in Europe, like outside of the States. Like Tesla, I think it's one of the biggest drop-offs of any sort of modern brand in history. Is like a 70% drop from one year to the next because people are just so like appalled by the person who runs the company.
What if, like, I mean, not that we've ever had any like level of success, but is there a chance? Imagine if, like,
Tesla come to us
Yeah.
and say,
Oh.
we've got an image control problem.
yeah.
We need two salt of the earth. People,
We want you
many
to
of the
do your
people,
podcast from a Tesla Cybertruck.
Yeah.
So it's going to be driven around, and you're going to be in the back of a Cybertruck, like just doing your podcast.
we're gonna give you Cybertrucks
Yeah.
for 6 months each to
Yeah.
drive, and then we're also gonna do a broadcast from a Cybertruck.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You both get a Cybertruck, but you have to drive it.
Yeah.
Like it's a compulsory amount of like hours you have to spend driving the Cybertruck.
The Cybertruck is a
Yeah.
specific, like I think just a regular.
Have you ever seen a Cybertruck in real life?
Don't think so.
I don't think there's many of them in Australia, but when I was in
No.
Montreal, I saw one just driving through the city, and I was like, "Are we at war?"
Yeah.
like it looks so ridiculous.
It does. It also like I think of all the, like I think you could forgive someone or understand that someone bought this car before Elon Musk sort of became who he is. But the Cybertruck,
Adam Spencer drives a Tesla,
Mm.
and he like it's
I fucking knew it.
and because of the the environmental
Yeah.
impact and the modern way the cars, and he talked me, like we were driving to a gig when we were doing the tour together, and he talked me through the whole thing and what it does, and it was a very again, Elon didn't invent the car or
No.
anything, there are a whole bunch of very smart people that are employed by that company who came up with a car that mostly doesn't explode. I mean, sometimes does.
Yeah,
I mean,
occasionally
there is
runs
that.
people over when it's
Occasionally. There's
doing the self-drive mode.
I mean,
So you've
whole
killed.
body's
So the car still
perfect,
killed a few
you know,
people.
right?
Whose car hasn't?
Right? You know what have been killing people for years? Manual cars.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
It's not the driver, the car that kills people. Will it's the
Yeah.
driver?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cars don't kill
Kill
people. People kill people.
Tesla drivers do. I
Oh,
think.
sorry.
Something
Hang
like
on, what? Unmanned car. I don't know. I've lost my point.
But the Cybertruck, because it came
Yes.
out when he was in his villain era,
That's
I think
right.
that's a conscious decision. That's a fuck you.
Yeah.
And
And it's obnoxious looking.
yeah, and it looks dumb. Like it looks like a car from a futuristic film in the 80s.
Yeah. No, it looks ridiculous. It doesn't look cool. It doesn't look practical. It
Did
doesn't
it chop someone's finger off as well? Like the doors are so sharp, like these chrome doors are so sharp.
just, I mean, I'm sure there's great technology in it that helps you do this, but it looks impossible to reverse park. Like if you just were in Bondi and you had to like park outside a coffee shop and you had a little gap between a couple of little local, a couple of scooters in one car park and a little car in another one, and you had to back in the Cybertruck, I don't think you'd.
Around where I live, there's a lot of because electric, there's BYD and a couple other sort of Chinese brands, and then there's Nissan have just released. I think it's a Nissan Patrol, but it's all electric because the argument is always you don't have enough power to have a four-wheel drive or
That's
to
right.
four-wheel drive or a car that can go cross country, but now they look amazing, and it's like because there was always the stereotype about the electric
Can I
car
just say
driver
this,
or the
by the
hybrid.
way?
Yeah,
I always love that argument when it comes to technology. Be like, oh, we'll just never be able to do it. And I'm like yeah, but they'll invent the way to do
will,
it.
yeah.
Like, that's what
Just a matter of
that's
time.
what they're doing at the moment. This is clearly them progressing towards inventing that thing. So the fact that you can't imagine it, well, no one will ever need more than 32 megabytes of downloads on their mobile phones or
But
whatever.
that's the argument about oh, well, we can't give up on coal because coal's still the most reliable. And it's like, yeah, because you got to invest in a fucking technology. Like, do you think it's like people who are like, we'll never ride faster than a horse. There's no point coming up with a combustion engine.
We've
because
found the
we've
fastest
got horses.
We've found the fastest horse.
We do. Everyone, stop looking into this.
Yes.
Stop researching. Nothing will ever
We're
travel
investing
faster
more in
than a
fast
wagon
horses.
tied to an animal.
That's right.
You know, so it's like, how about we just experiment? Now
Yeah.
we put some money into that research. But these trucks now, because of that image of like, oh, like it's, you know, you want to be masculine and stuff. I walked past a Nissan Patrol that was gigantic, but it was all electric, and I'm like, are electric vehicles going to win that kind of the court of public opinion of like, oh, you know, you can have like a big macho looking, like, are you going to see an ad for Rams trucks where it's got Ditch Davy doing the voiceover and stuff, but it's all electric?
My worry about the oversized truck versus electric is not about power. My worry is about, is there going to be, will they have to have an artificial noise to warn
do.
people of danger?
They do, I think.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You can actually engage, like,
But is it compulsory?
Oh,
Because
no.
once you're getting into like maybe like with Teslas and stuff, I mean, I'm sure it's important even for that. But if you're getting into Rams and stuff and you can't hear something that size coming, you know what I mean? Like, that is
Silent
you haven't-
killer.
right. Silent but deadly. I would say.
You haven't got your ambient mode on your headphones.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Well, my house is not far from the freeway. And so depending on what way the wind's blowing, it can either be like pretty noisy or not at all. And I always keep thinking, well, if they just accelerate
Yeah.
the technology, if all cars go electric, then it'll just sound like it'll sound like I'm near the beach. It'll just be shh, shh, going down the freeway
Yeah.
next to me.
Okay.
But if you come in with your stupid, no, they've got to make combustible engine sound
This
noises.
is what tears apart the podcast. I demand that they need a noise for these monsters, and you're like, no, it's my white noise now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm next to the ocean. I'm feeling the wave.
I just want the whoosh, whoosh of electric vehicles. I mean, do you find it when you're in a Spencer's Tesla or an Uber? Do you still find it weird? Like the interiors are so different, and there isn't that sound of a combustible engine.
I think that I'm doing fine until like it's time to get out of the car, and I'm
you
always
can't find the
confused
door handle.
by where the
It's like-
door handle is.
Yeah.
And I'm like just mashing the door, like hoping that I'll hit something that'll open the
That's
door.
one
Yeah.
thing I don't understand, because I think, why did we need to reinvent that part of the car?
We didn't. I
Because
don't
it's
think.
because you
Just
can't
for the
have
sake of
everything.
it.
Well, to quote Donald
We
Trump,
do it
you can't
this
have
way.
everything as a computer.
Yeah.
When he was describing a Tesla, everything's a computer. You can't have everything computer and then just have a pull handle. It's
Yeah.
got to be a computer handle.
We're not saying pull handle, but we're just saying like keep the stuff at least in the same place where the other handles and
If
stuff
I'm
were.
in an
so-
emergency and I need to leave the car
Yes.
quickly, like my
Yeah,
chances are
so if
slim.
you're in an Uber,
well, yes.
but I think the last time I took an Uber that was a Tesla, I think the handle, it is hidden, but it lights up when the car stops. So like if you look for the glowing light, that's how you know how to get out.
Yeah, I mean I enjoy the giant screen
Yes.
aspect of it. I
Yeah.
think that's like one of the things about the Tesla that I enjoy. It looks weird at the start, but then after a while you're like, no, this does make more sense that you would have this like giant.
Well, that's what we thought
Yeah.
growing up. Futuristic
The
cars
future
would
would
look
be.
like,
Yeah,
except the
that's
car
right.
would be.
Yeah.
Except we thought.
But
the-
I
the
think
car
that's
would be
also a bit
flying.
of an Elon thing, isn't it? Like he likes to do things like the way we thought they were going to be, rather than
Yeah, that's right.
necessarily
It took-
what the right way is to do things. It's
Yeah.
just like
It's just like it's the he's creating a sci-fi world where the sci-fi tech doesn't
Yeah.
actually work.
yeah, it just looks like the stuff that we thought would look cool when we were growing up.
It was like
Yeah.
I mentioned last week. I took Iona. We did a couple of theme parks for her birthday. I've never been to Warner Brothers Movie World, Hollywood on the Gold Coast before.
Is that right? You've never been to Hollywood on the Gold
I'm
Coast?
not really a theme park.
But you're like a person who's made your career
Yes, but
as an actor.
but
I mean, I would have thought that like
it's like my mecca.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
every actor makes their
Yeah,
pilgrimage once a
that's
year.
right,
to
Hollywood on the Gold Coast. Well,
Movie
before you
World.
go over to Hollywood, you first would go to Hollywood on the Gold Coast. It's like going to the Melbourne Comedy Festival before Edinburgh.
I
you
mean,
know?
I must admit, like, Movie World, I think, opened in the 90s from my memory. And I do remember as a young movie nerd going, oh, that would be cool.
yeah.
In the same way that Planet Hollywood seemed cool back then. Oh, I want to go see some memorabilia and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, see a Batmobile and all that kind of stuff. But no, I just was never inclined. I'm also not really a big theme park person. I don't like big crowds and, long lines and shitty food and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm a dad, like that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
I think about, see, the difference for me is I was the youngest of 9 kids. So by the time my parents got to me, they couldn't give a fuck like that. The Royal Melbourne Show will do, but they're not taking me to Luna Park or any of these. There was no Gold Coast holidays for little Charlie or anything.
Well,
like
because
that.
also there's cumulative expenses.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've got
They can't fly an
take
entire
everyone. They
family.
can't just take you.
That's right.
Like
when
if they could just
when my
peel,
sister,
if they could peel you off and just go, you know what, like you can have some of these, but we can't take the others, right? That would have been
when my sister got married, the eldest in the family, Katie, when she got married, my mum and dad said the top 4 kids can come. The rest of you, we're not flying you all to Perth. That's ridiculous. Your father would have to get a second job. So we just were left behind while mum, dad, and the top 4 kids got to go to a wedding in Perth. We were all just left behind. It's like, we love her, but not that much. Don't love you enough to bring all the family out for your wedding. So we never really did Gold Coast holidays or anything like that. And then just sort of growing up, I guess I was a bit cynical about. I remember going to Wet and Wild with you once. I think because you had some kind of deal. You got a fast pass, or you got some kind of preferential treatment where we didn't have to line up for rides. I remember that.
Yeah, I do remember.
I remember getting very high and going to Dream World when it was in Sydney. Or was there a Dream World in Sydney?
Australia's Wonderland?
Yeah, and seeing the most depressed looking Spider-Man.
Well, you know what, man? Like Spider-Man occasionally
there was a
some shit to be
Wolverine
depressed about.
with limp looking claws. Like his claws are all flaccid.
It's hard. I can't. I've ordered some pills on the internet, but
I can't get my claws up. I can't pop my bone claws. So this trip though was very much about like Iona. She loves animals, and so SeaWorld was the focus of it.
Yes,
we'll go up early. We'll stay at the SeaWorld Resort, and when you rent a room there, you get a package deal. So like, okay, we'll do. And I got to say, like, Movie World was heaps of fun.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, heaps of fun.
Okay.
Not for me. So their new big attraction
what are they doing? Yeah.
is the brand new one is the Wizard of Oz one. And I was
off the back of Wicked? Is it cashing in
off
on
the back
Wicked
of whatever
being,
Warner Brothers have got IP on. So Harry Potter, DC, Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a Casablanca thing. I'm like, which fucking? I barely know what Casablanca is. Like
Casablanca.
Well, at one point, so they do.
Yeah, all the kids in the primary schools are quoting, the Germans wore grey, you wore blue. Like that's what the kids
Play it again,
are
Sam.
saying these days.
Yeah.
So
never says that in the movie, by the way. That's one of those ones.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What does he say?
Play it.
Play it again.
Play it.
You cunt.
Play it.
So you might have to bleep that out. I'm sorry.
Play it, Sam. Not play it again, Sam. I believe.
They do these. So the main street of Movie World. So every hour, every half hour, they bring out like actors to do. They'll do like it's Wonder Woman fighting some bad guys, or it's Batman stopping the Joker,
or it's Casablanca fighting a bad guy.
Well, Marilyn Monroe comes out and sings "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend."
What? Oh, okay.
And Iona is like,
"Who's
this? This is bullshit. What's going on
Gonna
here?"
start kicking people.
When's she going to start
diamonds? What's
So the Wizard of Oz one, that's the brand new one. So what they've done, it's quite cool. So they've built like the Emerald City, well, like the castle, like that Oz lives in, and there's a yellow brick road, and you go through all this. But I was looking, so they've got this very lifelike statues of the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, Dorothy, Scarecrow, and even Toto. But the likeness of those actors, right? At some point, like, do you think their estates or their relatives are getting any kind of kickback?
Because
I imagine the contracts you signed in the 1920s or 30s probably didn't give you you're not getting
lifetime residuals
or I mean, back in the studio system, right? You sign a contract and they basically own you and your firstborn.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't think.
Because could you imagine that you're an actor who took that job? Like you're the Tin Man. You're like, oh, this is a good gig. Maybe get paid $3,000 in a sandwich.
I mean, it's also though a bit rich if you are the Tin Man of all of them to be like, no, that's definitely me. And like, you know what I mean? Like, it's mostly a tin suit, mate. Like, it's just your eyes. You can't really be claiming that someone else couldn't have been that Tin Man.
I don't know. They're very distinct. They're very distinct, those actors. So anyway, so you go in and you skip down the yellow brick road, and then you get into the Munchkin village. And
Now,
then
do they make you skip?
no.
Or are you like, did Iona skip? Did you skip?
I mean,
Did you skip with your daughter
I-
down the yellow brick road?
It's adorable. Iona is a very headstrong individual who claims to be great at everything.
Oh, great.
And
nice.
refuses when I try and if I try and show her something or she doesn't like it, she doesn't like to be shown.
She's great at everything. So why would she want your advice?
And one thing she can't do is skip. And
Right.
I have tried, like,
I've
she
heard-
doesn't
I
understand.
don't think that's true.
Like,
'cause I
it's
believe
hard
she's
to. I
great
mean,
at everything.
I'll try and.
Yeah, okay, great.
Can these cameras see me if I stand up
Yeah.
here?
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hang
there
on,
we
let
go.
me just. This is her version of skipping.
This is good, actually. I like this. Charlie has now just hopped on one leg and then hopped on the other leg and then hopped on one leg.
skipping.
And I don't know what.
No, I don't have enough room. That's skipping.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said to her, "Let's skip down the yellow brick road."
Yeah.
And then she started doing it. I'm like, we could stop.
She did that
Stop
horsey.
doing
she,
that horsey.
She did
It's
that
like she's
dressage
doing,
horsey
quad
sort of
leg raises.
Yeah, leg
where she
raises
stops.
at the gym. Yeah, that feels very leg raising.
Yeah. So we stopped
Yeah.
doing that. We get around the corner and we're in the Munchkin village and they're playing like all the music from the film. It's all coming through the speakers and it looks great. Like it's a very big set with the emerald. You got the entrance to Oz's
spectacular
palace or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
Dorothy comes out with her little picnic basket.
Yeah.
An actress playing Dorothy, and actress is fully committed, doing the American accent. Comes over, and because Iona's wearing "It's My Birthday" sticker, they're all instructed to come over and give that kid special attention.
Yeah.
So, hot tip to say it's your
Yeah,
birthday
so it's your birthday.
when you go to Movie World. So, Dorothy comes over and gives a lot, and she's feeling really good about it. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but the irony of Iona being my daughter and, her mother being a director and, me being an actor and a writer is Iona does not like movies, doesn't like watching movies at all. In fact, has a visceral kind of reaction when you try and suggest watching a movie because she's a very sensitive kid and doesn't like the concept, doesn't like watching anything where there's an obstacle or an antagonist.
Yeah.
Like it stresses her out. She gets very anxious. Like I even tried to show her Toy Story and seeing Woody and Buzz argue was too stressful for her. She doesn't like it. So anytime I try and suggest a film, she's always like, is there a bad guy? And I'm like, well, yes, there is an antagonist because that is a function of drama. The hero needs to overcome something.
Do you say this to her?
Yeah. It's a basic principle of drama and storytelling is your
Respect,
hero has to overcome something.
Yeah.
The one film she has watched numerous times was Barbie, the Margot Robbie Barbie.
Okay.
And she sort of gets kind of anxious. Have you seen Barbie?
Nah.
Okay. So, like, there's no real... Ken is the antagonist, but he's kind of like a goofy, dumb antagonist. She doesn't really mind him, but there is... Will Ferrell plays the head of Mattel who's trying to get Barbie back into her box, essentially. So she finds that a bit stressful. But even School of Rock, I started showing her... Because I'm like, who doesn't love School of Rock?
Yeah.
But just the concept of him deceiving the parents to be the teacher, she just finds it's too anxiety inducing for her. So we have a hard time trying to get her to watch movies or even understand the concept of storytelling.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very hard without any sort of obstacle.
She just wants smooth sailing the whole
to
way.
overcome.
Like it says everything works out. It's fine.
And yet another day of everything being pretty good.
So the way the Wizard of Oz thing is, you walk through you go through Munchkin Village, then you enter Oz's thing, and just like the movie, you go in and there's a big projection of Oz as like the head, the Wizard of Oz, being like, "Oh, don't look behind the curtain," kind of thing.
That's scary. Even in the movie, it's scary.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then you go past that, and then you get onto the ride. You go through. There's a few more rooms to walk through. Then you get to the ride. But we get into that thing, and that's the first thing she
Mhm.
sees is the big scary
Yeah.
head saying, "Don't look behind the curtain,"
Yeah.
and she's out of there. She's
Yeah.
gone.
No, fair enough.
And so I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
and so I try and explain to her that, look, it's not real and it's just makeup and it's
Yeah.
this, but she's like, no. And if you try and make me go through there, I'm going to like scream. I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
So I said to Jem, why don't you go have a walk
Yeah.
through and see if it gets any safer on the other side? But she wouldn't do it. So we ended up retreating back to the main street. And that's when they had the superhero parade.
Oh.
So all the superheroes come out. And I got to say, like, the casting was pretty good for the most part.
Yeah.
Except the dude playing Superman. So they all have, all the costumes these days are muscle suits.
Yes,
So-
of course. You
so
don't
it's-
have to do the traditional like have the
Don't
same
have to hire a fit
shape or
actor.
size.
Just
you
fi-
just
just
get
fi-
in the suit.
Yeah, someone who's roughly
Yeah.
the right height. But the guy they hired for Superman was just a bit undersized because the suit was so muscular. The guy's head
Oh yeah.
looked tiny.
Just
Like it
little.
was just completely
Yeah.
disproportionate. And like Wonder Woman was I'm assuming she's a stunt woman because she had to do this fight choreo and she seemed quite coordinated and stuff. And she was very statuesque and had like an Amazonian presence. And Batman kind of was big and surly. But Superman was just like, I don't know. He just looked like maybe the guy who actually plays Superman was sick that day.
I was
and they
gonna
just
say, could it
grabbed
have
the dude
been-
from.
I imagine you probably got more than one Superman, and it might have been the understudy.
No, here's the thing. I reckon it's the opposite. I reckon they have just a small troupe of actors
Uh-huh.
who all
But just can play all
play
of
different
them.
parts.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that Dorothy
Yeah.
was Marilyn, was also
Oh,
Paw
yeah,
Patrol.
okay.
And I'm like, oh shit, it's actually
Yeah.
only this, like, there's 10
You got to be able to
actors.
actually play a lot of characters.
Yeah,
You've
so
got
I
to have
think-
a range.
I think Harley
You-
Quinn.
They can't afford a specialist
No.
at like Hollywood on the Gold Coast. You can't. No, this has got to be a Eddie Murphy movie situation where you're playing all the various different characters.
Well, easier to pay if you're
Yeah.
if you're Warner Brothers
That's
or
right.
whatever company owns the conglomerate. So then we went from so we saw the superhero parade, which is great because all the superheroes were
Yeah.
coming by. They're seeing her
Yeah.
birthday badge. They're like, "Happy birthday!" So Batman was
and
to
it's
happy birthday.
exactly
and-
how she enjoys their storytelling. No narrative,
Yes.
no obstacle, just the characters doing something.
Well, the Joker, because the guy
Oh,
playing
yeah,
the
okay,
Joker
all
was like, being very some PG related insults throwing down. She didn't like that.
Yeah. Oh, she didn't even like that. She was like,
No,
nah.
she didn't like that. And she was confused as to why Harley Quinn was hanging out with him. And so I had to have a very G-rated conversation about toxic relationships. She's like, why is Harley Quinn hanging out with the Joker? And I said, well, Harley Quinn used to be the Joker's therapist. What's therapy? Well,
Okay.
hopefully you won't have to know too much about this. But
Yeah.
your father's a bit of an expert.
Yeah.
I said, Harley Quinn was the Joker's therapist. And then I said, but the Joker was so crazy that he kind of like, she fell in love with him and she became swept up in his insanity and she became crazy too. And she's like, so does the Joker treat her well? I'm like, no, he treats her terribly. And she's like, why did she hang out with him? I'm like, I don't know.
She shouldn't.
She
It's
shouldn't.
a bad relationship.
Like I said, there's so many better people out there. Like her and Poison Ivy have a
right.
great relationship. Poison Ivy is like a really good friend of hers. In fact, there is a cartoon that I'll show you when you're a lot older, in which they're more than just friends.
Do they do that one at the parade? At
No.
Warner Brothers Movie World?
No.
Hollywood on the
That
Gold
version
Coast?
of Harley
There's
and
no
Poison
there's,
Ivy.
There's no guy just coming out and going, "Hey mate, your dad here? Yeah, look, there's a secret room out the back where they do a more adult parade, if you know what I'm saying."
Scooby Doo,
Oh,
Shaggy and Scooby Doo.
how
roll by
does
in the van.
Iona know about Shaggy and Scooby Doo?
No. She sees a dog. Though
Yeah.
she sees a dog.
But yeah, but
and a
she's not-
guy in a van.
She's not familiar.
guy
with
in
the
a
law.
windowless
Yeah,
van.
right? Like, yeah,
saying, hi, happy birthday. I'm like, never
no.
talk to any guy in a van
Even
who
if he's
rolls
got an
past.
adorable dog,
Yeah.
leave him.
And if he's
be.
offering you a Scooby
Yeah.
snack, say no.
No.
So what? So then there was there was the Casablanca, but there was one more.
They're not doing Casablanca in the parade.
There's what's the guy's name from the character's name?
Rick.
Rick's Cafe.
Yeah.
Rick's Cafe's
Oh,
there.
yeah.
But I don't know if you can actually go into it because there is Rick's Cafe in the main street, and I was like, oh, because the food is shit. It's all like junk food, and I was like, I want to eat something good, and so I was trying the Dawn Ritz Cafe, and I'm like, is this just a set? I'm an idiot, or is it an actual working cafe? I think it was just a set, but there I was yanking on the door, trying to get in.
All right.
And then obviously Harry Potter stuff, but the weird part is, right, so there was a
How does Harry Potter go down? Like, because of
super popular.
Yeah, because it is one of those things.
That people have separated the art from the artist.
It's so weird that because JK is so like seems to just be obsessed by her particular worldview when it comes to trans people, and it feels so cruel and kind of unwelcoming and whatever. But that franchise, the IP of like Harry Potter and those stories have been so important to people of various experiences in their lives. Like, I mean, I guess there's a Michael Jackson musical, right? Like people find ways
easily
to
separate from it.
Yeah, that's
100%.
right.
Because, and also, like, I think that for for what they are mass marketing, like it's just about wizards and spells, and there's none of the
They're
baggage.
not like out the back end of the JK room where she like some of her tweets.
But even even if there was like some kind of subtext or metaphor in that, like that's not what they're just selling plastic wands. There was a Harry Potter interactive exhibition in Melbourne at the start of the year.
Yeah,
Iona knows nothing about Harry Potter. She just knows it's wizards, and I would have thought that was scarier. Like going into that where it was like, werewolves and goblins and it's a gothic castle and all this kind of stuff and paintings that move and look at you and talk to you and stuff. But she was fine with that. But then the very cheesy Wizard of Oz head was too scary for her. I don't understand how her mind works. Like why one thing is scary and the other thing is acceptable. You know what it is actually? I just realized. It's because I told her that The Wizard of Oz was a movie. And so you just say that word to her and it's like it's triggering for her. It's a movie. I don't want to see a movie. With Harry Potter, it was like Harry Potter's a wizard. I shouldn't have mentioned Wizard of Oz movie. I should have just sort of said, it's The Wizard of Oz. We're going to go see the wizard.
Yeah. But also it might be because she's a human being and we react to things differently on different days.
Yeah, I suppose. There could also be that. So that was day one, right? And the whole time we're at Movie World, because there is a little kids area. We mainly stuck in the kids area, but I was eyeing off the roller coasters. Superman, there's a Superman roller coaster. There's a Green Lantern roller coaster. I haven't been on a roller coaster in over a decade, but I was like, if I'm coming to a theme park, I want to at least ride one roller coaster. So I didn't do those ones because they looked pretty hectic. They go upside down and the kind of ones where you got to strap in and they do all invert and all that kind of shit. It's like, I want a traditional roller coaster. So the next day we stayed at the SeaWorld Resort, which if you are planning to hit up some theme parks is very convenient.
Yeah. If
you're looking for a relaxing the word resort's doing a lot of heavy lift. I mean, you want to resort to killing yourself by the time you leave.
That's right. The word resort, the last is silent.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's perfect for families, but
it is what it is.
You guys would run screaming because it is just... It's built for kids to run screaming.
Yes, right.
So it's like a water park
full
and
of screaming
pool that's open till 9
p.m.
p.m. That's right, and walking distance to a theme park.
Yes.
So we do the buffet dinner that night, and then we go to do the buffet breakfast. But the line is so long for the buffet breakfast.
Of course.
To like 200 people long that we're like, can we get our money back? We've paid for the buffet breakfast, but we're not going to line up. So they refunded our cash. We just hit the park. SeaWorld, amazing. What a great theme park. And the best thing about it is it's mostly shows. So it's not like you're going for a ride. It's like the dolphin show, the walrus show. Come see the penguin. So there's a lot of sitting down and just taking stuff in as opposed to having to get on rides and stuff.
And when you say shows, like are they doing like Hamilton or like
no, like dolphins, the dolphin show. By the way, fucking dolphins are amazing. Like the curry that these dolphins pulled off, and the level of sophistication in the interaction. It's like I reckon the dolphins are smarter than humans. Oh,
Yeah,
definitely smarter than some humans I know.
But talk about separating the art from the artist. Like if you read about
I
what
know.
dolphins are up
But
to, you
there's
need
a lot
to,
of essay going on
there's
in
not
the
a lot
dolphin
of,
community,
not a lot
isn't
of
there?
consent in the dolphin world. You know what I mean? Like so.
So we take in the dolphin show, and we had a couple of her mates come up to join us. So we had like a little gaggle of kids running around. But the whole time I'm like, I won't be satisfied until I ride on at least one roller coaster.
Oh,
and so SeaWorld doesn't
interesting.
have the same choice of roller coasters that Movie World does, but they do have one, and it's called Leviathan.
Leviathan?
Do you know about Leviathan?
No.
Okay.
No,
Are you a roller coaster person, Amy?
not really.
No.
Are you?
I was back in the day, but like post bad hips, like your
Yeah.
roller coaster is your enemy of your like.
I don't know if I was ever a roller coaster person, but I definitely have ridden a number of roller coasters. And I picked Leviathan because look, you know,
Describe Leviathan.
so
to us.
old school
Yeah.
wooden roller coaster, so
rickety.
clackety clack,
Clackety clack.
It
That's,
doesn't-
that's the hip killer.
but it
Hip
doesn't.
destroyer.
It doesn't invert. It doesn't spin
No.
around. It's just literally you get in a carriage and it just goes
Yeah.
up and down like like different hills.
Oh yeah. So no loop even. No loop at all.
No loop,
No.
but it does like it sort of banks to one side and does a very fast 360
okay.
spin.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Leviathan.
I'm keeping an eye on
What
Leviathan.
does Leviathan even mean?
I don't know. It's Leviathan is
It's
something
like
that
a
stay
Michael
underwater.
Crichton novel or something.
Isn't it a Leviathan?
Leviathan.
Can you look it up for us, Amy?
I'm there. A sea serpent demon.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So that was
a
and that
demon,
That
a
fits.
sea serpent.
and that was
Okay.
the shtick of Leviathan the ride. So
Alright.
the way they built it up, it's this giant water sea cave, and you walk in, and Leviathan's like, "Who dares enter my
Oh
cave?"
yeah, okay, nice one.
You know,
Yeah,
and then
alright,
there's all
okay.
these video screens, and you see this giant dragon swimming around. And it
Okay.
all makes sense
So
now.
that's
Amy, I had no idea.
They just needed a little bit more of cluing you into
I
the
needed Amy
backstory.
just to like chip in and go, "Oh, by the way,
I-
Leviathan's a giant serpent."
Leviathan's the giant dragon serpent thing. That's all you need to know.
So, our friend Ellie, she was there as well with her daughter, and so she was like, "I'll come ride Leviathan with you." She's
Okay.
gone. I've done it a few times with my son. It's really fun, and I said, "Okay, cool." So, the line's not too long. We get on Leviathan, and I'm trying to remember the last roller coaster I think I went on was probably in Las Vegas, but it would have been 10 years ago. There's a casino that has a roller coaster that runs
I remember.
through the
I know that.
casino.
I think I've been on that
Yeah,
one.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so my memory of that was heaps of fun, but who knows what kind
Yeah.
of state of mind I
I
was
know,
in
right? Yeah,
when I was on that roller coaster. Like
Yeah.
maybe I wasn't even on a roller coaster. I could have been sitting on a chair in my hotel room in Vegas.
exactly.
Probably the same
So you had a
experience.
great ride on that roller coaster, mate.
What are you talking?
Yeah.
Still in the airplane.
Yeah.
We haven't even left. So we get in and people are coming off, and it's kids of all different ages and old people and stuff. So I'm feeling like this is a safe hitting zone for me. We get on the Leviathan, and as we're going up the thing, clackety clack clack clack, Ellie's sort of saying to me like, "Oh, like this is a pretty quick one. I'm not sure if I mentioned that." I went, "What do you mean quick?" She's gone, "It's really fast. It's over in 45 seconds." And I was like, "That seems short." And she's like, "Oh no, it's trust me. By the time you get to the end,
You'll
you'll
be
be."
screaming for it to stop.
So we get up, dude. Like it wasn't the the plunging down like the first drop or anything. It was just that I was being shaken around.
Yeah.
I just felt 100
Yeah.
years old. Like we do that first drop, and I'm like, oh, like my stomach enters
Yeah.
my mouth. We hit the first corner, and like my neck goes like that, and then I'm just being shaken and getting like repeated whiplash
Yeah.
for 45 seconds. Like
Yeah. And
I
you've
was,
done it to yourself.
I was screaming the whole time, not out of like what a thrill
Fear
this
or a
is,
thrill.
just out of agony.
Pain.
Like this is
Just-
horrible,
Yes.
excruciating. I feel motion sickness. My neck is
course.
being jerked left and right.
Yes.
My bones are bumping off. My elbow kept hitting the side of the carriage. So we finally pull in, and I'm like, I've just been fucking violated.
What have
Like
I done?
Leviathan,
Yeah.
this underwater serpent,
Yeah.
has just done what dolphins do to each other, which is
Yeah,
not cool.
No, which we're against.
Which
here and everyone
we're
like-
against. So we get off Leviathan, and everyone's like chatting and laughing and stuff. But I'm like not good.
No.
And Ellie, Ellie's so lovely and chatty anyway, but she's noticing that I'm not chatty because I'm trying not to fucking spew.
Yeah.
Like
of course.
I really have that kind of thing of
Yeah.
I've got a bit of an inner ear problem. My balance goes really
Yeah.
easily,
Mm.
so I'm feeling like kind
Probably
of queasy.
things you should have taken into account before you went on this
Right?
ridiculous ride.
Like you really would have thought, but because roller coasters to this point have never been a problem for me. Why is it suddenly a problem now?
Because you're old.
I know. This is what fucking quickly dawned on me. So we're walking down, and she's like, "Oh, that was like." She's gone. She's gone. That seems like faster than even the last time we went. And I was like, "Yeah, that was pretty fast." So we get down to meet up with the group again, and the girls are back in the kiddie area, and they're all riding like this little kiddies roller coaster, which is essentially like, it goes up and down and round, up and down and round. So I'm like, my head's spinning, and I don't feel great. And we meet up with the girls, and what I'm hoping is like, can we just go sit somewhere and watch a show under a tree? Because I just really need to get my head together. But of course, all the little girls want to go on this fucking little kiddie roller coaster. And I was like, well, I said, Jem, you go on with them. I'll just wait here. And Jem's like, oh no, because the girls are so little, each one has to ride with an adult. I'm like, oh fuck, please God. So queue up. There's like 4 kids and 4 adults. And so I get paired up with one of Iona's friends, and we don't get on. I'm like, as long as we get in the middle carriage, because you don't want to be at the front and you don't want to be at the back, right? Because the back carriage gets all the G-force one, and the front one, you're getting all the like, you're wobbling, you're seeing everything as it wobbles around. So I'm like,
Okay.
if you get in a middle carriage, I can sort of like, I'm going to get the least amount of kind of trauma.
Yeah, okay. This is a level of thinking that you could have put in before you went on the first
Fucking
one, I reckon.
then, right? So we don't make it through the first group. The cutoff is with me and Iona's little mate. And so I'm like, do you, I said, we can't go in the group. Maybe we should go chill under. And she's like,
you're trying to talk her out of it.
And she's like,
this
nah.
kid's like, nah.
We're going on.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, as long as she doesn't run for the front or the back carriage, I'll be fine. Of course, she wants to go right to the front. So we get in.
Okay.
They start this ride, and I want to puke. Like I'm like, when you just like, oh, if I hold my breath, if I just clench my jaw, if I just like tighten everything here, maybe I won't fucking spew.
Mate, I'm almost vomiting hearing you talk about this.
Dude,
it's making me feel sick.
So we're whipping around this little track. It's not even that big, but it's just the spinning of it and whipping around. Every time we whip around, like Iona and Jem and all Iona's little friends are waving to us, and I'm like, oh, like I'm doing the most kind of like zombie kind of wave. The ride finishes and we get off, and now it's time for ice cream. And I'm like, the last thing I want to do is eat. And so I said to Jem, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. And so I went to this public toilet, theme park public toilet. Like, I don't even need to tell you like what this place smelled like.
Why is this?
That has just had heaps of children
story?
who
Why
can't
are you
fucking
telling
aim.
This awful story.
Because I have to go. This is where I've gone to collect
This is
myself
such
and
an
try
awful, gross
and
story.
try and freshen up.
It makes me feel so sick.
So I go into this cubicle. I'm like, oh god, and so I've just grabbed like as much toilet paper as I can, and wrap it around my foot, and then use my foot to wipe around this fucking seat that has been pissed on by every child.
This is still going. This is like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas to me. What is
Train
happening
spotting.
now? Yeah, oh yeah,
That's exactly
it
train
is.
spotting. But I'm
One
not
of
even there to
kids is
use the
crawling on
toilet.
the
I just need to sit down and just fucking collect my thoughts, because I thought I might need to puke, and so I'll need a toilet nearby if I'm going to puke.
I guess that makes some sense, but you've also gone to a place that might trigger you to.
But that actually was like, well, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this will help her. Oh, we won't get into this stuff, right?
Okay.
So it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I collect myself to the point where I'm like, all right, what would make me what's a solution for like when you feel sick? And my mum used to give me flat lemon.
Yeah,
when I
no,
was,
no, that's a common. I think that's a common.
so
thing.
I can't get flat lemonade, but I'm like frozen Coke, right? That's kind of like it's like a flat soft drink, right? There's sugar in it. It's kind of like it's got a little bit of a gassy bubbly bit in it.
I can't believe that I'm going to say this, but I don't think that's a terrible idea.
No.
I think that's a good idea.
Well, if you had to pick
Doctor-
something to put in your gut.
Dr. Carl always says that Coke is good for hangovers and those sort of situations. He calls it the Black Doctor.
Yes.
And
Because it's got sugar and,
and
carbonated
caffeine
or
whatever. Like that makes sense. Frozen makes sense. Like that
the
consistency.
coolness.
Yeah,
because I'm feeling a bit nauseous.
right? That all makes a lot of sense to me.
So I got the frozen Coke. So
Yeah.
I meet up with everyone who are eating the ice creams. And I'm like, I reckon I'm drinking half of it, but the other half I'm just like
holding
rubbing
against
on the
you.
outside
Yeah, that's
of
right.
my head.
Applying liberally.
And also, because it's my daughter's birthday party, I
of
don't want to
course. I'd
fucking
completely
bring. I
forgotten
don't want to
about
bring.
the fact.
I don't want to bring the mood down
Do you
by
remember
like.
when it was your birthday party and like,
Dad
your
was-
dad spewed on your friends?
always staggering around,
Yeah.
moaning. And the
That's
thing
right.
was, it's kind of like.
Iona's dad's got a drinking problem.
It's kind of like when you're high and you're like, does anyone know I'm high? But maybe they don't. And so
No.
I think I'm putting up a pretty good front until Gemma says to me, "You look really pale."
Pale. Well, you go so pale when you're like,
When you're so, and I was like, and she's like, "You're kind of green." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." I said the roller coaster. The roller coaster fucked me up, man.
It was a coaster, man. Avoid the coaster.
Like, the coaster, I didn't
Yeah,
fucking expect the
man.
coaster to fuck me up so bad. And she was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Well, we still have like, a few things." And I'm like, "I'll be all right." I said, "Just like no more roller coasters." And she's like, "No, so it's okay. We're just gonna go check out the penguins and a couple other things."
And it turns out the penguin is a roller coaster.
Dude, walking through a marine park when you're feeling nauseous, like the smells you
really?
suddenly become aware of because you're passing over animal enclosures.
Oh yeah.
And-
Well, there's the ibis. Isn't there ibis there?
Yes, heaps
like
of ibis.
ibi,
Heaps
and
of
they
ibi.
have a smell.
Stinky smell.
Yeah.
But you're going past like the seals, they stink.
Oh yeah, seals do smell.
We went over the dolphin training area, fish.
of
Smells
course,
very
fish,
fishy. You get into the
yes.
dolphin the penguin enclosure. That's all fucking stinky. And then there's just the general food court,
Yeah,
which is just gross, kind of like fast food anyway.
yeah, it's true.
Gets to the end of the day, and I'm like, well, not the end of the day.
Yeah.
So the park closes at 5, but it gets to 3:30. But the kids are starting to max out, which is good.
That's right.
And so most of her friends are going home, and I think we're done. And so it's just me, Jem, and Iona. But Iona, she doesn't want the day to end, of course. And so she's like, "Let's go back to the rides." I'm like, "Fuck, please, God, no." There's one ride she wants to do, which is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's basically like a fast merry-go-round,
Oh yeah,
a spinny thing.
Ah,
You get on these bikes, it goes in the air, and the bikes go up and down as they spin around.
absolutely love it.
And I said to Gemma, "There's no fucking way
I can't
I
do
can." And she's like, "It's all right." She's
Yeah.
going, "You wuss." Just fucking with your frozen Coke.
Why didn't I marry a man?
I know. And that's the other thing too, is like my 6-year-old is fucking getting flung upside down and laughing and spinning around. Now who's the person who can't skip? Like, you know what I mean? And so I'm sitting like, "Oh, my tummy hurts." Like such a wuss. So then I'm like, I'm sitting there, and Jem's like, "Can you just go at least get some videos or some photos of us as we're going around?"
Oh no! You can't. You can't be concentrating on a screen,
Dude,
on a circle.
It
thing
was
going round in a
worse.
circle. Of
It was
course.
worse than being
Of
on a
course
roller
it
coaster
is.
because I'm trying to track him.
Yes.
And I'm like,
I
oh.
mean, even you describing that is making me feel sick.
It
Of
was,
course.
it was fucking,
Yeah.
it was horrendous. So then the day I'm like, we're done, right? We're done. And Jem's like, "Oh no, she wants to get like her hair braided now." I'm like, "Okay, well, I get it." And so I said, "I'm just going to just lie." And so I'm lying on a bench, like a picnic table, because most of the crowds have cleared out by now. And a security guard comes up to me,
Sir?
and he's like, "Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir?
Sir?
So you can't lie down there." And I'm like, "Huh? Oh yeah, I'm sorry." And he's like,
Sir?
"Have you been
Excuse me,
drinking?"
sir?
And I'm like, "No, I haven't been drinking. It's the opposite. In fact, I'm trying to keep liquid from coming out of my body right now because I'm going to puke so bad." Get back to the car, and I was like, should I drive right now? Or should I be, what's worse, to be the passenger? Because we've got like a 90-minute drive back home. Is it worse to be the passenger or to be driving? I chose to drive, and I think that was the smart decision.
Yeah, I mean, I always think when you're feeling a bit ill, in danger the rest of your family. I think that is
When you're distracted.
absolutely the smart choice.
No, but in terms of just like,
No, for your
Oh,
not,
dude.
yeah,
I had to
no,
concentrate.
Yes, no, you're much more likely to be car sick. I've never been car sick driving.
no.
You know, it's only ever been when you're in a passenger situation. So that makes complete sense to me in that regard.
Yeah.
Did you not think that maybe they sell some like tramadol or something at the
I didn't even think of that.
gift shop? Because I imagine that you're not the first person who's ever experienced some queasiness at the.
But
like,
does that shit work?
I mean,
I mean, I get motion sickness all the time. I've never taken any medication that's worked.
I've taken them, to go on like a boat or.
I
Like
always thought
whatever.
mine's an inner ear thing, and once
Yeah.
that shit's out of whack, then like you just fucked.
Yeah,
Because
you might as well just never try anything again.
it has taken me. That was 48 hours ago,
Yeah.
and today I woke up and is the first day I felt normal. Like all of yesterday, I was like, I still feel fucking motion sick and disoriented, and it's just like, I guess my days of riding roller coasters is over, man. Like,
Well, I think your days of rolling road, I think two things can be true at the same time, or maybe one can't lead to the other, or whatever it might be. Your days of riding roller coasters are probably over. I think that's fair.
yeah,
And I think that's okay.
you don't see old people on roller coasters.
And nor should you,
No.
right? I feel like it's a young person's sport, the roller coaster, and it should be for young people. We don't need old people suddenly being like, oh, I want to ride a roller coaster, and then suddenly you have to make roller coasters safer because old people like us want to be involved. No, it's a young person's sport. Let young people enjoy roller coasters.
That's exactly
right?
it, right? And that's the thing that really I noticed was my body could not take the vigorous shaking
Yeah.
that comes with.
Part of it is that
I don't have the flexibility or the
people is
strength to.
yeah, like
My bones aren't green.
Yes.
They break.
they break very easily.
I just need to be shake really hard, and
Yeah.
then like that's my one weakness is shake me hard.
Yeah, my one weakness is my general level of weakness.
I was so shocked by how, because I think we have this view of ourselves, and I also try and like keep fit.
Yeah, you keep
and
like
I'm
that's
active.
True. That's correct.
And some kind of bone density and musculature, but none of it counts for shit when your inner ear gets fucked up.
No, that's right. But also, I do think that maybe there would be something you could take if the only thing that was stopping you from doing it was your inner ear thing or like the travel sickness. There might be something that, like, because they're developing new medications all the time. There might be something you could take if that was the only thing that was stopping you. If you were like, Iona loves these roller coasters and I need to go on them with her for at least the next few years before she can go on them by herself, and I'm physically okay
Oh,
to do it, but
God.
I can't.
Yeah,
Maybe there is a medication you could take.
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I
At
will,
least explore that idea that
I
you
will-
could like.
I will need to, but it is just that it's that thing of, and I know this has become the old man podcast where we talk about,
Well, we're two old
impending
men, so
death.
that's okay. Well,
but
you know.
there is this thing of like, you ride a roller coaster because it's thrilling to feel like you're close to death.
Yeah. Whereas,
But when
once
you
you're
are
close
actually close to death,
then
it's terrifying.
every day's a
to be
roller coaster.
reminded.
You know what a roller coaster is? Me just walking down the street. The amount of times they just trip over a crack or whatever.
People have heart attacks and just die all the
All the
fucking time.
time.
And they don't know why. People's
No.
hearts just stop.
Yeah.
Why would I intentionally put myself in a situation which
yeah.
stresses my
Right.
vital organs?
My hips already hurt.
You don't need to be shook
No.
around.
If there's any risk that this might fix me, maybe, sure.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no. No, of course not.
Well, you know what will fix you, Will.
Crack
That pack. And we
That
don't have
pack.
the jingle because...
I'm not going to crack
Oh,
my
I've got
back.
that
No.
jingle.
Oh, hang on.
Oh.
Well, because it's
Here
a
we
whole
go.
week later now.
Oh, that's right.
So
Of course, we should have
In
time.
this week in between last time and this time, we've got the jingle.
When the
Yeah.
jingle goes, a little something like this.
Crack that pack.
Crack that pack. We're back again, and with no Osher Ginsberg to deal with, we can go back to our full non-vegan, full fat, full dairy. What else can he eat?
I like the vegan ones though. They were
I'm really excited about this.
Yeah.
This is
yeah,
Arnott's Gaiety.
nice.
We mentioned Poison Ivy and,
Yeah.
and Harley Quinn before.
That's right.
In
We
honor
are,
of that union.
this is our pride podcast. So we are going to be
We're gonna sample some gaiety.
That's right.
Much like the Golden Gay time, they will not bow to modern pressures of branding.
We mentioned JK earlier. We thought we should balance it out by going to the gaiety as the biscuit
What
of
does
choice.
gaiety? What's the definition of gaiety?
Well, having a gay old time.
It just means
happiness.
General happiness.
Gaiety.
Yeah.
Arnott's gaiety, which I've never sampled before. So it's described as a light and crispy layers of wafer and velvety hazelnut flavored cream coated in real milk chocolate. This, on its description, feels like it should be the most popular biscuit in Australia. Like, who doesn't love hazelnut? Like Nutella.
It's a Nutella flavor
wafer.
profile,
This
right?
is one of my favorite biscuits of all time.
Oh,
This
okay.
was a staple in my house growing up, and I think this should be as popular, if not more popular, than the Tim Tam, and the Tim Tam takes the cake.
Controversial.
Because
Well,
I think the wafer is a better flavour profile than the biscuit.
Oh my god,
You know,
That's
the thick
controversial.
biscuit of a
We're
Tim
gonna get
Tam.
some angry emails.
I mean, you've really
This
talked
is
it
S tier
up.
for me, and I don't even need to try it.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
so this will be
okay.
my first time.
Not to hype it up too much. Maybe I should have saved my my thoughts for after you guys had them.
This will be my first time sampling a gaiety. Not that there's anything. I don't have any problem with gaiety. It's just my first time. So it has all the ingredients which I love. I love a wafer biscuit. I do love hazelnut flavoring, and Arnott's pretty dependable with their chocolate. The issue, I think, why gaiety doesn't stand out from the crowd is it's a bit. There's nothing. All those ingredients are fairly generic, so it's not. It doesn't stand out. Like, I feel like you could have described many biscuits by saying
But
chocolate
what
wafer
makes a Tim
hazelnut.
Tam stand out more than that?
It's the quality of the biscuit, and this is why. See, I think the quality of the biscuit in a Tim Tam, like a biscuit quality can vary, but wafers are always wafers.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean?
That's true.
Like, I have a wafer biscuit. It takes me back to being like an altar boy and not eating wafer in church. Like it's the same taste, just with less chocolate. All right.
I mean, that feels like a very specific memory, though. To be fair, not really like a generic sort of. While Charlie is talking, it's interesting to me is that eating. Sorry, while Charlie's eating, not talking, I will talk. Which is that I don't think that I've ever had. Now that I've had a gaiety, I don't think I'd ever tried one before either. Like, I thought that I had, but having eaten it now, I don't think I'd ever had one. And I can tell why you've mentioned Tim Tam so many times, because it is definitely very Tim Tam-y.
Tim Tam chocolate,
Yeah.
definitely. It's the
It's
same
got that same. It is.
recipe.
Yeah, it is genuinely that sort of thing of going, this is an alternate to the Tim Tam.
Yeah, if you don't like biscuits,
Yeah.
but you like wafer, have
Yeah.
a gaiety.
Yeah, because it's the wafer version of the Tim Tam.
I agree. I
Yeah.
would agree with that assessment. I think it also it seems like an Australian version of one of those Scandinavian or Belgian,
totally, yeah.
like
It's got
a
that vibe.
Milka,
Yeah.
or they've all got weird, scary names, brutalist,
Yeah.
post-communist country
Yeah.
names like Klompak.
Yeah.
Or
But
whatever.
it does have that vibe of a Klompak.
Like, it's trying to be fancy, but I think that's good. I don't love it. Like, I'm not immediately like, oh, give me another, but I'd be happy with that. If someone handed me one of that with a cup of tea. I'm going to be boring and just say, I think it's a B. B.
Last week I gave the I don't know if I actually ever gave a rating for the gluten-free biscuit. I would say if this is a B, I would say that gluten-free one last week was a B plus.
Okay.
I enjoyed
Yes,
this
all right.
slightly less, but not like, I think it was a very, very tasty, but I like the
If you had a
last
choice
one.
between that and a Tim Tam, classic Tim Tam.
Tim Tam.
Mm.
And I've been on the record saying this, Tim Tam I would only consider to be a B or a B plus biscuit.
What
anyway.
about you? Would you choice between a gaiety?
Gaiety or a Tim Tam? You go
A
with
gaiety.
Gaiety.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. All right. Well, that was Crack That Pack for this week.
I liked it though.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
definitely.
a great tea biscuit.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say it's slightly smaller than the Tim Tam, which I like. That's what I do actually
I
like.
think-
I like the size of it.
You know what I think is kind of bothering me about it is that I feel the density of the Tim Tam biscuit helps you cope with the sweetness of the filling, whereas the wafer doesn't.
No, it's
The
sweet
filling
as well.
overpowers.
The wafer feels sweet as well.
Yes.
But it is a smaller size, so it kind of doesn't. It's not as they at least know that. But I also think that hazelnut, because of the richness of that, it feels very rich very quickly.
Yeah. I'm getting a weird Frangelico vibe because of the hazelnut flavoring. You know, that liqueur.
Hey, me and my girlfriend have been looking at you from across the room, and we've been getting a weird Frangelico vibe.
Wondering if we could buy you a Gaiety.
Frangelico?
So, okay, we're saying B.
Yeah, I'm going to say B.
Yeah, okay, B. All right, it's B. I don't know if you know this, Amy, but we've been invited. We have an open invitation to visit the Arnott's
That's
factory.
true.
Wow.
To sample their
Where
chocolate
is the
biscuits
Arnott's
hot off
factory?
the. Well, I believe
You
there's
have to
one
follow
in
the
Brisbane.
yellow brick road.
There's one in Brisbane and there's one in Sydney, I believe. But they do different. So one's cream and one's chocolate.
Yeah.
So the listener who wrote in to say they could get us on the. They don't do public tours. It would be a private tour.
Wow.
He said. You don't know flavour until you've eaten like a chocolate biscuit hot off the press.
Hot off the press. And I think the Gaiety would benefit from that.
What would you? What
If, you know what I mean? If that had been a bit hot and you just sound like it was a little.
What's your
conveyor
prediction
belt.
for the best Arnott's biscuit with hot off the press would taste the best? I reckon mint slice.
Well, that's what the guy who worked at Arnott's was in my show that night, and I asked him which one's best off the press. He
we had this
said mint
conversation.
slice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
he
could see
said that was the one that like.
Mm,
Yeah, I could see that though as well.
yeah,
Makes a lot of sense. Dark chocolate.
yeah,
like
minty, just a little minty flavour. All about it. Okay, that is TOFOP for this week. We haven't plugged our Patreon in a while.
Oh, we should, yeah.
We should plug our Patreon because it is still the best way to support the show. But not only that, you get ad-free episodes, you get early releases of episodes, you get full videos of episodes at least a month before the regular public.
There was a HamoFop series of shows that have gone up there. Justin Hamilton and I did a whole bunch of podcasts that went up on the
And
Patreon.
we are about to record a whole bunch of Patreon-only exclusive TOFOP episodes.
true.
So if you need some incentives to sign up, there's no more reason than what I just said.
What?
I don't know.
What did you just say?
It was a sentence of some kind.
Okay,
I don't know what
all
the
right.
point of it was.
Oh, well, luckily this is our last podcast of the day.
Comedy.com.au to see Will
Yeah,
live on
that
stage.
would be great. Wollongong and Hobart tickets available.
All right. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.
How long? Not long. Everyone relax.